Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm coming to you live from my kitchen today, mainly because I'm trying to hide from my children. Hope you guys all had a great weekend and had a really good first week of remote learning. You guys did a really great job. I appreciated all of those of you who actually were watching my videos, those of you who were just emailing with questions. It was really great talking to some of you on Friday in our Zoom meetings as well. So hopefully week 2 goes just as smoothly. So I am going to have 2 different videos today. One's going to talk a little bit about something I need you guys to do today related to preparing for our dystopian unit. The second video will connect to kind of some preparations for finishing up your essays. So I'm going to switch into the lesson plan. What you guys see then as you're looking on that are a couple things I'm going to talk about related to membing this week. And I know some of you just already saw my email that I sent on Sunday. I've also added just the daily reminder in here for checking your email. And then most of what this first video is going to be about is all preparing for our dystopian unit. Today, I have pulled up our quote of the day from someone who submitted this before we left, and this is Miss Beckley Shelton's. You can see just by looking at it that this is a pretty appropriate quote for everything we are going through, not just as a community, but also as an entire country. So Beckley's quote is, "It is going to be hard, but hard is not impossible." And I absolutely love that quote. And most importantly, my Bitmoji of the day. Just remember, I know this is hard. I believe in you guys. You're doing a great job. Just keep at it. So a couple things that I want to talk to you guys about today are, first of all, the importance of checking your email every day, not just for information from me, but from Mr. Polka and from all of your teachers. There are some of you I emailed last week with reminders of work that needed turned in, and I could tell right away the ones of you who were checking it, you got things in turned right away, even if you had forgotten. And some of you that I still haven't received work from likely aren't checking your email. So get in really good habits when you check the day's lesson plans for all of your classes. Make sure you're checking your email a couple times a day as well. Another reminder is that Thursday is the end of the quarter. You will have some other grades that I'm going to add in this week. Your final copy of the essay I'm going to be looking at through the course of this week and weekend. That's 50 points for your third quarter grade. You're going to have 5 points for this week's membing training, and we are going to do your end of quarter membing quiz on Thursday. For those of you who have not yet read my email about membing this week, I sent one on Sunday just as a heads up. I know some of you want to be doing membing ahead of time since we don't meet until Tuesdays as an LA class. You are still welcome to start membing on Sundays just like we did through the school year. So that is completely fine. You only are going to have 30 minutes of membing this week since we do not have any class requirements this Friday since it's Good Friday. So you only have 30 minutes. You want to continue our habits of twice a week, or at least on 2 different days, I should say. The biggest thing is that for Thursday, make sure it is done by 8 a.m. because we are going to take your end of quarter quiz on Thursday's session. So you need to make sure you've got your actual training in by 8 a.m. that morning so I can release the quiz to you. In a second, I'm going to go over what I need from you related to your dystopian preparation. And then you want to make sure you watch the second video because that's going to have everything related to your essay final copy. So just keep that in mind. So the biggest thing I need today as we prepare for next week starting our dystopian unit. The first thing I need you to do is to look at this attached document, okay? From there, the next 2 steps are only going to relate to people who do not have an actual book. Because what we need to try to do in the next couple of days is get everyone book access, whether that is an ebook or if it's going to be switching books so you can actually get access to one. So what I need you to do is to go into this attached document, and you are going to see I have divided you into groups. So we're going to do book clubs for this unit. We'll just have different book clubs than before. And we will talk later about how we're going to do our literary discussions. We will do those more in the form of Zoom video conferences. So at this point, everyone is in their first choice. So whatever book you want to read, that's the one I want you to read. So some groups, such as the Hunger Games, obviously are much larger. So when we do book club discussions, those are going to be split into 2 or 3 groups. And we'll certainly talk about that later. Anywhere between that and say Ember and Ashes, which only has 3 people, and that's completely fine. But what I want you to do when you open this document is first find your name, make sure I have you on here, and pay attention to what color your name is in. That is the most important thing for today. If your name is in green, which most of you are, that simply means you told me last week in the Google form you had an actual book access of the book you want to read. So if that is still true, you are fine. You do not need to do anything more. It's the red and blue names that have a second step today. If your name is in red, that means you told me you do not have any access to this book. You don't have an actual book and you don't have this book digitally. If your name is in blue, like Stella's is right here, that means you told me you have a digital book access. So you have an ebook of this copy, right? And those are the names I want to really move on to the next step. So as I scroll down, we can see we've got some more red, some more blue names. So you're gonna wanna go into all of these, find your name, find what color you are, okay? Once you have done that, if your name is in blue or red, you need to come back to the lesson plan to do these next couple of steps, okay? So for those of you who need book access, I have linked some places that you might be able to try to get an e-book access. The important thing is that you are looking for an actual ebook, a digital version where you can see and read the book, not just an audio book. That's only going to let you listen to it. You're not going to be able to see the words and pull quotes out or anything like that. So when you open this link, this has a lot of places I looked over the weekend of different apps, some of which you already have, like most of you already have the Sora app, and other ones, Parker, I need you to be quiet. Sorry, guys. And other ones that are available through the self-service. There are also a couple websites that if you still want to read the book that you've selected, but you don't have access, there are a couple places that you can buy the book. I certainly don't want you to have to buy the book if you do not want to, but if you're struggling to find book access, these are a couple places where you can download to actually watch or to read those right on your iPad, okay? And if you are dying to read a certain book that you want, but you can't find any access and you want to purchase the book, you certainly can, but I want to try to get everyone access to a book without purchasing it. So if your name is in blue or red, I want you to get into this document and try to find access to your book, okay? And you can see that I've told you on different ones, which ones I know for sure they are available, which ones you have to pay for, which ones might have a waiting list, okay? The next thing you are going to need to do, those of you who are trying to get book access, is you need to email me today to verify whether or not you found access to a book. Because I need to know today who I'm still trying to help get access to your book. If we can't get you access to the one you originally signed up for, we might need to switch you into a different group that we can get you book access for. So our goal is to start our dystopian unit next week. So that gives us limited time to make sure everyone has access to an actual book, okay? So that is everything I need you guys to do for our first goal. As we start talking about your essay, that is going to be a separate video I have linked down here, okay? Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later.